What's up, family? How you doing? This is Aislee with Hustle Dads and Family Legacy Club coming to you one more again with an update video of baked beans. All right, guys, I've been out and not in the lab lately, out hustling to take care of the fam and to grow our assets. So before we get at it, let me go through some house rules here, family. So I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not your financial advisor. And this is not financial advice. This is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. All right. You must do your own due diligence, research. I'm just a dad out here in the metaverse on YouTube, sharing with you all my journey on how we grow not only our crypto, but other assets. All right. So make sure that you hit the like button and subscribe, follow. All right. And also, if you want to get updated anytime we drop a new video or share anything, hit the notification bell as well. All right. So guys, let's get into this. Now, B&B.
All right, family. Here we go. So I'm in the baked beans contract, and as you can see, the contract is steady growing. It's pretty strong. It's over 32,000 B&B. If you watch one of my previous videos, you know that it was in the 20,000s not too long ago. And so this contract is growing pretty strong, which gives a good outlook for baked beans being around long term. Community, if you're in the Telegram room, it's just constantly churning with the community is just hype. I mean, just hype. Developers and folks are in there giving updates with the ecosystem, what's going on with baked beans. So it's looking really strong. And because it's so strong, I'm going to talk about it a little bit later in this video, is that there are a lot of forks. and I had to understand and learn the terminologies in this whole new arena, which forks are just pretty much a split or copycat type of opportunities that's going to be very similar. And when you have those similar opportunities, you just don't know. Some of them can be a little slick and scamish and can have some little loopholes or tricks in the contract to be able to look really similar to this contract, but ways to basically skim or steal money out of the contract. So you just have to be careful with those. A lot of people are going to be attracted to those because they're banking on getting in early before the rug can be pulled. So the rug pulls are when these contracts or opportunities falter. Just put it easy, just simple like that. Some of them are just falter because they meant to falter, which is scams and stuff like that. And some hope to last for a while, a long term, become as sustainable as possible. I recently watched a video on a channel where that channel that I watched dedicated to somewhat exposing the opportunities like this. But as most of you know, you only invest what you can afford to lose, and do your own due diligence. And in that, I don't believe anyone out here says any of this stuff lasts forever. I think what's going on, in my opinion, is that they are constantly coming out with models, tweaking and learning to come out with what can eventually be the most sustainable contracts and ways to sustain opportunities like this that can yield high returns. Anything high returns like this, when you see 7, 8, 9, 10, anything above a 1% daily return, you have to have your ears wide open. That is nowhere near traditional investing. If you look at just even keeping your money in banks, which is not necessarily investing but just saving, you may get 1% a year on that money. All right. Investment capital, you put it at risk, so you're looking to make a bigger return than just saving in a bank. But if you can make 5% in a year, 5 to 10% in a year, that's great on traditional investments. When you're talking about if you look at real estate and you look at cap rates, the reason why if you get anywhere close to a 10% cap rate, that's an incredible deal, and that deal valuation is really high. But if you can get 7, 8, 9% cap rates on a deal. Even 6% on a cap rate on a deal, that's not bad. I mean, that's, you know, standards. You know, when you get closer to the 9% and, you know, 8, 9 and higher, you start getting into really good deals in that arena. So now in the crypto space here, though, I mean, things, new opportunity now is talking about 10% daily, which I'm going to point that out towards the end of this video here. So what we're going to do here in this video, I'm going to eat some beans here live here shortly to show what's going on and update my actual spreadsheet. But let me go to my spreadsheet right now and show you guys. Now, I've been tracking since April, basically April 3rd, you know, what my baked beans has been looking like. So I got started back in March with a little bit of BNB, 0.29, 109, whatever that, about $108 worth of BNB. At that time, it was worth $372 for BNB. And then on April 9th, I bought some additional at $427 of BNB. So I bought about $151. Now, at that time, I recovered pretty much all of this $108 of BNB. I would say 90% of that in my first month. All right, so from March 11th to actually in 3 weeks, I recovered mostly all of this because at 8%, if you get 8% per day for 12 days straight, that's going to give you basically 96% of that 100% of money you put out there. So in 12 and a half days, if you get that 8% return. So I didn't count on that 8% return as being, because it's up to 8%, but I pretty much got 90% of my money in like 21 days, you know, out of this contract. And that was just me being brand new, not knowing really how it worked. The the rebake, 6 eat 1 days I didn't rebake or do anything. I was just actually in the space kind of learning, doing my research, threw $100 at it, and looked back at it, and I was like, man, I should have threw $1,000 at it and did the 6 and 1. But hindsight is 2020, and here we are today. So by April 9th, I threw in the $100 that I took out, plus about $50 more. And at that time, the value of my rewards at that time, I'm not exactly sure, but if you look at April 4th, I was getting in rewards on that day about 0.049 BNB, which is about $21 a day. All right. So at that time, what I did was I was able to get hold of a baked beans compounder calculator spreadsheet, and I just played with some numbers. So my initial deposit was roughly about $105. So you take out, a little bit. It's 108, but just $105. And when you put that in here, in my first 30 days, my account should have built up to about $551 in beans, all right, or value, all right, at compounding, which is roughly about $33 per day. And so with that being what my account should have achieved around that time, because I was getting 20 to 30 something dollars a day, and I added in that $150. So when you add that $150 in, we're talking about my account having roughly $700 worth. Now you don't get that back now, because this is a rewards program. So the money you put in, you don't get back. But for purposes of calculating my daily ROI, you have to kind of figure out, estimate how much money you think you would have built up in this account. And what it does is, even though we are reflected in beans, I have a new calculator that we'll discuss that kind of shows you, help you estimate your beans and what they're worth. And we're going to discuss that on another video. But what I want to point out to you guys here is the reason in the month of April I decided not to eat any beans. I'm going to rebake the rest of this month. I did eat some on April 3rd, but I'm rebaking. So I'm on the 16th, right? And if you look at this, my daily ROI I put in this calculator is 0.06. And that's why I said that by the end of this month, I estimate that my daily ROI is going to be somewhere between $130 to $300. Now this shows in 30 days an account starting with $700, which is about estimate what I had come, it came around April the 11th, right? But I'm gonna go ahead and put this down to $600, right? Just to be even more conservative. I don't even have this at 8%. So I'm on the 16th day of the month. And the reason I put that to $600 is because $83 is what the daily ROI is on the 16th day. And if you look at my spreadsheet right here, guys, some days I eat twice. So when you see the date twice, that just means I ate twice that day. And if you look at on the 15th of the month here, which I hadn't eaten today yet, I only ate one time yesterday. And so when I ate one time yesterday and I rebaked, and I got to change all these to rebake, but I rebaked at 0.204. That was $84 in rewards. $84. So I have a net, I say net 150 that I have not recuperated yet in this contract. And so if I was to eat today and tomorrow, I would more than likely recuperate all that 150 in 2 days. However, I'm not going to eat to the end of the month, right? And the reason I'm not going to eat until the end of the month is because I want to maximize this and see where I'm at. And so at the end of the month, if I'm at the 16th right here and I'm doing roughly $80 in daily rewards, in 30 days, in the 30th day, I should be roughly $190, $189. All right, so at least $130, and I say all the way up to $300 because if my returns are 8%, look what it does. In 30 days, this jumps to $433. That is crazy. $433. So let me put in 0.7. At 0.7, you're talking about $289. So I like to be conservative, and if I get 6 to 7%, it's going to range from all the way up to that 289. But again, let's be real conservative. 5% in 30 days. 119. So that's why I say 120. You see where I got these numbers from. So, anywhere from 120 to $300. That means if my daily ROI is only 5%, I'm going to have at least $120 daily ROI, and at 8%, $300 at that time frame. At 5%, when you see the next 30 days is going to be up to $517. At 6%, one more percent is crazy. You're looking at $1,000 per day. So at the end of May, if this thing lasts, you're talking about being able to pull out $1,000 in daily profit. Now you pull it out, you eat every day, it's going to go down. But the way I estimate this is whatever the daily ROI is my weekly ROI to eat. So you're talking about being able to eat $1,000 per week, starting out with something like what I did, which was $100. Imagine if I start out with $1,000. But again, you got to invest at your own, assess your own risk, and only put in what you can afford. Like right now, for me, in a lot of these program platforms I'm in, my comfortable ranges between $100 and $500. Eventually, it's going to be from $500 to $1,000. So as my investment capital and capital grows, I'll be able to put a larger amounts in but I'm going to still be using the same percentage wise. So when I say percentage wise, I still have some of these little fork product programs that I put in as little as $20 to $50 right now, because they're really highly skeptical. They're not as solid as something like what baked beans has been performing. So you got to do your due diligence. There's another video that I'm going to share with you guys where I ended up looking at reviewing a platform that's already failed. I didn't put any money in, but I want to use that as an example because there were some quick things I looked at really quick before in assessing it to, that helped me not to put anything in it. And even if I was going to put anything in it, I guarantee it's going to be less than $50. Something just kind of get familiar with it, see what happens, and test it out. So I want to point these things out to you guys because you're going to see a lot of videos on here, people talking about not only scams, but people enticing you to get in some of these projects and have not pointed out some key things that you need to look at in order to evaluate them. And so we're going to share that in this channel here. And believe me, I put myself in a category of a newbie still. Now, I'm much more experienced than most of the people in my circle, my sphere, because they're just getting introduced to crypto. But in the crypto sphere out here with a lot of folks, I'm still new, but I know enough and I'm smart enough to do some basic analysis because I've been investing in other assets such as real estate for many years and understand the basics of investing in anything. But at the same time, my risk level is not like some of the folks that will get on here and bash every single little thing without, giving you a basic idea or formula or something that you can use for as far as real data right here that you can see on my channel of what I'm doing, and you can see the numbers for itself. I'm not hiding any of this stuff. You see what I have in the contract. All right. And so with that being said, let's get to doing a little eating. So guys, I'm here in the baked beans contract, and let me just refresh this page here. All right, so I refreshed the page because you see the contract is $32,211 BNB. I have about 0.078 BNB, and so if you look at what that is, 0.078 BNB, price, and that's 0.078. So I'm at 32 BNB for today. Today is about halfway through. By the end of the day, I probably have another, $30 to $50 worth of BNB. And as you can see, or when you see that, I'll put that in my spreadsheet and see what my daily return is going to be. If it's going to still be at the $80 a day, or is it going to be at 60-something dollars? Did it dip some? The contract is it growing, not growing? In beans, we're going to see how many beans I have. So let me eat those beans. Estimated gas 0.000481 gas fees. We're going to confirm that. And it says switch networks. That's what I need to do. Confirm transaction. All right. And I just want to make sure. All right, we're going to refresh. All right, and I'm at 35,287,420 beans. So when we do that, we can go back over to my spreadsheet here. What am I doing? That's the same. Alright, so if you guys just saw what I did, I made a boo-boo. So busy with recording my video here and everything got going on, I didn't rebake. I actually showed you guys right here in my video how I just ate some beans, which is normally a good thing. That means I put some money in my pocket, but it's not a good thing because that's why my beans didn't change here. But you know, I told myself I'm going to rebake the whole month of April since April 3rd, and apparently that's not going to be the case. Now I can go back in and purchase some beans, you know, because you guys can see my BNB in my wallet here increased some a little by me eating those beans. That was about $32 worth of beans that I put back in my wallet, and I'm just gonna leave them there. You know, I just updated a few things on my spreadsheet, so you know that's 0.78 beans that I've at $415 the price of BNB. So you know I just ate 32. You know, put $32 in my pocket for the day. So that wasn't bad, but that's not necessarily what I was trying to do. We're going to see, you know, things happen for a reason, and it's okay. So in this video right here, guys, you just saw me eat some beans by accident. I was supposed to rebake them. You just keep watching this journey right here. I'm going to share with you, watch a few other videos that I'm getting ready to post. That's going to share with you some of the forks and what to look out for in these forks. So really pay attention into that. Like, share these videos, and make sure that you be safe out here, because in this crypto world, it's it's the wild, wild west. All right, it's just all kind of stuff. People will stick you up for your crypto if you're not careful. So make sure that you put your you know, 2FAs, which is your two-factor authentication, on a lot of your stuff. That's what I'm going through. I just put a little bit more safety protocols as I grow my crypto. Right now I just have a little bit of crypto in my wallets, so now is the time to go ahead and put a lot of that stuff on there before it really grows. So God bless and much success. I'll see you guys on the next video.